Where are you at now? Just 2 months later.
Oh my God, I have almost no pain, none at all. I can make a fist again. I can wear my rings again. I'm making the bed. My husband keeps, I'll help you. I'm like, you don't have to help me. I got this.
I'm Maggie Yu, MD. I am a functional and holistic medicine physician and the creator of Transform Protocol for transforming autoimmune disease naturally. If you want to get to know us better, join our Facebook group, Transform Autoimmune Disease Naturally. It's a bonus group. Go ahead and click the link above or below this video and join the Facebook group. If you are on YouTube, make sure you give us a thumbs up, ring the bell. That'd be great. Instagram, give us a follow. Welcome to today's interview. We're interviewing Christine, who has suffered from rheumatoid arthritis that was debilitating. She's an optometrist, and her RA was so bad that she had trouble holding a pillow. And eventually she had to basically do an early retirement and sell her medical practice. So find out today what Christine did to turn her RA around in just working with us over a 2-month time frame. All right, Christine, I'd love for you to introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi, I'm Christine Vasari. I am an optometrist, a mother of three grown children, expecting my first grandchild. I live in Chicago, and I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and I thought I could handle it myself. I tried really hard to research everything I could, and now I'm here, and you fixed me. You gave me everything I needed
Aw.
to do it. I can't believe it. I still can't, but it's amazing.
You're a medical professional. So what happens when the doctor you see gets sick themselves or the optometrist you see gets sick themselves? And I'd love to go behind the scenes to have people see what that experience was like. How was it being a medical professional, being diagnosed with RA? What did you meet up with? What were the frustrations?
I couldn't treat people. I mean, I was telling them I knew how to fix them, and I couldn't fix myself. So I actually cut back my hours, and then I just retired from the
Yeah.
practice. We sold the practice. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it all. Now I could. Now I could go back to doing it, but I was trying to learn a totally different aspect of health, and against a lot of doctors. Everybody told me you have to be on medicine. If you're not on medicine, you can't reverse it. And I'm here to say, no, you can reverse it. I can put my rings back on. My hand swelling stopped.
RA is an autoimmune disease diagnosis. Typically, the way we treat autoimmunity in this country is that it's an inevitable march towards more deformity, damage, permanent damage, and suffering and death. This is how we actually deal with autoimmunity in this country, and that's the assumption. And what you're telling me is when you saw your rheumatologist, all they offered was these medications or else you're screwed. And that's the only solution. And my question for you then is, did you try those medications, or what was your stance on taking those medications or what they had to offer?
I did not. And thank God I did have a rheumatologist that was okay with letting me try on my own first, even though
Good.
he basically told me, no, he told me that I couldn't do it, but he was willing to wait. And then I said, well, give me when I have no choice, and he said, well, all damage is not reversible. So once it's damaged, you're not going to reverse it.
When you joined this program 2 months ago, what were your top 3 symptoms? Let's go through them and then we'll go through each one of them. What were your top 3 symptoms, Christine?
Hard to limit it to just 3. My hands were the biggest. I could not hold my husband's hand. Like if we held it between fingers, it was excruciating pain because he would touch my knuckles. I could not make the bed, the fitted sheet on the bed, forget it. He was doing all of that.
Right.
So swelling and pain in my hands was number 1. My leg and my knee, I also was ignoring a lot, but I was walking with a limp. My hair has been falling out. Fatigue. Talk about, there were days, and COVID happened. So in a way, I could stay in bed all day because I was so tired, and it wasn't right, but it was COVID. But that was the fatigue from the rheumatoid arthritis. And I tended to ignore a lot because I was trying to be positive. I'm going to beat this. I'm going to figure it out. And so I ignored a lot of.
Christine, I ignored my own symptoms for 10 years until I couldn't ignore them anymore. When it affected me and I couldn't practice,
Right.
a year and a half, I couldn't practice because my pain was so bad. I mean, that's when I couldn't ignore it anymore. What prompted you to join this program? Because most doctors and most patients, when they get super sick like this, don't say, oh, I'm going to join an online program with this functional medicine doctor. Most people don't go that route. They'll go the route where they kiss another 10 frogs with 10 one-on-one doctors, hoping that they'll find the one doctor who's going to help them. So why did you do something very different like this?
I was looking for the education. I wanted to see. So
Mm,
I looked into your program, and honestly, a weird thing, because the first time the girl sent me with all the videos of this, like all these people that have been cured, and I didn't need to hear that. That's not, I knew I could get cured. I just needed to know if you had the knowledge to, to help me. And you did a couple, the water challenge, and somehow the water challenge, and there were things you were saying on the water challenge, which are things I had told patients, my patients for years, and I don't know, there was just something about it that I said, you know what you're talking about. You know what you're saying. And it amazed me. Every call, you would say something, even when you weren't trying to teach, you were saying something about yourself, and it was a learning experience. I learned so much from you, Dr. Maggie. You just have no idea. You have no idea.
hmm.
I had seen functional medicine doctors, and they would give me herbs, and I would feel better. But I didn't understand the why or the how. It was about what I was eating, and I couldn't take that extra step. You put all of that together. You put all of it together for me. So it's not just about the herbs. Sometimes the herbs would help, or I would take something and it would take down the swelling. But what was causing the swelling? I needed to stop the swelling in the first place.
Well, to me, also, doctors who just give you supplements, they're not giving you the answers. They're giving you green medicine and a model of dependency so you can continue to buy their supplements for the rest of their life because you could never fix the problem in the first place. So that to me is not any different than regular conventional doctors or pharmaceutical companies that are just pushing the Band-Aid solution that creates a model of dependency. And it never fixes the root cause of this. There's a big difference with what they do and what I'm doing here. And so, yeah, I agree with you. Where are you at now? Just 2 months later.
Oh my God, I have almost no pain, none at all. I can make a fist again. I can wear my rings again. I'm making the bed. My husband keeps, I'll help you. I'm like, you don't have to help me. I got this. I ignored my ankle a little bit longer in the program because I was so concentrating on my hands. But now I've been doing the technique with my ankle, and that swelling went down.
Yeah.
So I am out of pain. I mean, I will notice it if I eat gluten or certain, the food testing, the food sensitivity was huge for me as well. I had 3 things on there that I would have never in a million years guessed.
Pain really is at zero now, and swelling is near zero, if not at zero right now.
Swelling is 0, except the nodules are a little bit, but I'm working on those. And I really believe in my heart I'm going to get even those down. But my ring fits and everything, so they're not as big as they were. I've been taking pictures. I will post those once I get it 0.
I can't wait for your before and after. What happened with the fatigue?
Oh my God, the fatigue is huge. Okay, so I yesterday got a little tired by 5 o'clock hit. I got so much done all day. And then 5 o'clock hit, and I was like, wow, I could feel my cortisone levels dropped. But at least I know from your education exactly what's doing it. And I make sure I eat a protein snack in there, and
Blood
I'm
sugar,
controlling it.
blood sugar mastery.
Huge for me. I'm sleeping through the night. Can we talk about that? I thought I had 3 kids. I'm waking up in the middle of the night because I have to go to the bathroom. Now I'm drinking more water, which would mean I would have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and I don't. I sleep solid through the night. That was week 1 with you. I noticed huge results from the start of your program. Now, that's because I did everything you said.
You really did everything I said.
I did.
What about the hair? Hair loss.
It's hard to tell right now, but yeah, I think I'm losing less. It's definitely getting longer, which my hair has not been getting longer in years. So I'm sure that's yes.
I love that. What do you think were the things that you did in this program that was totally the opposite of things you did with doctors one-on-one that created results?
For me personally, in the beginning, I didn't even know what questions to ask you. I didn't know all my symptoms because remember, I was ignoring them. Okay. Yeah, I can't put my rings. I mean, I knew my hands swelling, my fatigue. I just thought that was me. I didn't even know what to ask. So the very first call I listened in on, and I'm hearing all these other women talk and men talk about things that I'm like, oh my God, I have that. Oh my God, I do.
Check.
Yeah, and you're answering their questions and I'm taking notes. I mean, I have a binder. This is just from your
That's your master's degree, woman.
I just kept writing everything. And so those group calls helped me tremendously, because if it was just you and I don't know that I would have known to ask all of those
You
things.
would.
And blood sugar, I know about blood sugar. I know how to prevent diabetes and all of that. What I didn't know was how to stop my body from going too low. My blood sugar dropped too low in the middle of the night. So a simple thing of having pumpkin seeds before bed changed my life, because then I didn't wake up in the middle of the night because my blood sugar was too low.
What is something that you learned about yourself during this program that surprised you?
I was ignoring a lot. Like, I had the positive attitude, and I could help others, but I didn't ever take the time to really help me. And this taught me that I have to take me first. Taught me a lot. The mindset work that you did was amazing. It truly was.
Why did you almost not join the program?
I was not sure, and all I was getting were these kind of interviews, and that's not what I wanted. And then when I found the tapes, I wanted to see what you had. I knew you couldn't give away all the secrets, but I needed to see that you had something. I guess I needed. I don't know, but I needed to see how educated you were. I needed to know you knew what you were talking about, and
Okay, so my question for you is, in these interviews, you didn't think that I could show how educated or what the content of the program was, is what you're saying? Even though there are hundreds of these interviews with real people. So then when and how did you actually see how much of an education or how much I actually knew? How did you access that?
yeah, I watched a couple of your teachings,
Live trainings, the trainings
like,
that I
yeah, and was getting bits and pieces of knowledge from those.
Ah, okay,
And
so
I said, okay, so if you're teaching me something, then it's worth the program, because that's all I want. I needed you to teach me something, and you taught me something from each of those.
well, that's the interesting thing is I find that some people will say, I want to see the actual results and make sure they're real. And then you have another camp of people like you who's like, show me through your trainings that you actually know your shit. That's what I will believe and trust. So different people need different things. So for you, you needed some actual real teaching content. And there was a ton of it. So when you guys are joining the Facebook group, just so you guys know, and if you're watching this on YouTube, we have a whole library. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of videos, and there are going to be over 150 interviews just like this of every autoimmune diagnosis or symptom that you could talk about. But there's also over hundreds of trainings on tons of topics. So feel free to look through our Facebook group in a section called the guides, or on our YouTube channel, because there's going to be a ton, and there's going to be something that's going to speak to you. So search through the channel. I think that'll be great. Or join our Facebook group. What's something that you can do today, right now, in the last couple of days, effortlessly, that 2 months ago you would have thought was impossible?
Everything. I get up in the morning, I make the bed. I have no pain. I can carry the mugs. My husband and I would go in. He was carrying the mug because it was too heavy. I couldn't hold it with my hand. I had to put my hand in this way to hold it like this, and I could only carry one mug. Okay. Where now I can carry a full mug and not have any pain in my hands. I'm walking normal. I have the energy to exercise again. I can get dressed. For a while, it was COVID. We were inside all the time, but I was literally just wearing, dresses because I couldn't zip and button my pants. To actually button my pants was hurting my hands. And I went to doing that, tying my shoes. I can put my shoes on again. I am
living life.
Everything. You changed my life. You truly changed my life. And I know now what to look for. And so you've changed my life forever.
So there's literally a million Christines out there watching this interview right now. What would you say to that Christine sitting out there watching this interview right now?
So that's what this program did. as opposed to any other program. You took my results, my blood tests, so I was getting the blood test done from the doctor, but you told us specifically what tests to have them look for that they didn't always look for. You told me how to interpret it, how to read those test results, and anyone can do it. You had people on there, you had 16-year-olds that were learning it, so you don't need the education to learn it. You teach us, you show us how to do it. And that's what it is. You don't have to eliminate all these foods. I was at the point where I was eliminating too many foods. I only had to eliminate certain foods, and that's huge for me. I take Pro Omega 1000, and I had taken fish oil before, but never at the dosage that you're having me on now. And it is huge. I feel so much better. I've noticed a big difference. I think that's helping with my hair as well. It's definitely helping with everything, and I feel good about it. I know you do mostly autoimmune, but you should think about cholesterol too, because
I could already tell you, I could have easily renamed this program "How to Transform Your Cardiovascular Disease Naturally." This program,
that's where I think you should combine them or somehow, because I've gotten so much knowledge of that as well, and it's all the same thing. And cardiovascular, my doctor's still telling me, oh, your cholesterol's not high, it's just borderline, but no, that was a problem. My dad died of a heart attack at 54 years old. Like, I should have changed this years ago. And so this has helped me in both ways. It's helped me for the heart as well. I feel it. It's amazing.
That's the thing, is I think people think about this program in terms of it's just being about autoimmune disease. And really what I've actually done is I've brought a root cause functional medicine approach to autoimmune disease. But this approach actually works for cardiovascular disease. It works for kids with ADD. It works with autism spectrum. It works for a whole myriad of other symptoms and chronic medical conditions, because this is a functional approach to any chronic disease. So thank you for the feedback. And I always tell the alumni that as they're going through the program, even though I don't market this as a transform your cardiovascular disease naturally, I'm like, in 3 months, when you check your whole cardiac panel, you can thank me later.
I'm looking forward to that.
Thanks for joining us on that interview. Christine is inspirational. She is a medical professional and full of skepticism herself, and struggling with the frustrations of the medical profession as well, with giving her a very limited option for a very debilitating illness like RA. So for me, it's wonderful to see where her results are, but just how much value she places on education, the role of good mentorship with teaching from someone like me, but also the role of the community in supporting her learning process. So she's a wonderful example of someone who has a lot of education, a lot of hunger and curiosity, and a ton of results. You should check out her hands now. So congratulations to Christine. If you want to learn more about us, make sure you join our Facebook group, Transform Autoimmune Disease Naturally. If you're on YouTube, subscribe and give us a follow. Instagram, give us a follow. I will see you guys in the Facebook group, and I will catch you guys in the next training I do. Tons of them actually in the Facebook group and on YouTube. Bye, everybody.